It started with 12 characters, a web address, doitforstate.com. A man in Cedar Rapids, Iowa owned it, and he wouldn't sell. And it ended with a masked stranger standing over that man in his own home office, holding a cocked pistol to his head, forcing him through a domain transfer at his own keyboard, step by step, off a written demand note. And here's the thing, nobody hacked anything. The digital locks held, so the attack came through the front door. To understand how a web address nearly got a man killed, meet Polo. In 2015, Rossi Adams II, a student at Iowa State University, founded a social media company called State Snaps, wild party content from followers. At its peak, over 1 million followers across Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter, one viral slogan stamped on everything: "Do it for state." Adams wanted the web address to match. But a domain name is basically the deed to an address on the internet. Whoever registers it first owns it. And a man in Cedar Rapids had gotten there first. Adams knocked on the owner's door, unannounced, and asked to buy it. No sale. He even sent a business partner to ask, hiding that the two of them knew each other. And when the owner named a price, $20,000, Adams wouldn't pay it. For 2 years, the answer stayed no. Then it turned dark. A friend of the owner used the "Do It For State" hashtag to promote concerts, and Adams texted him to stop, then followed up with gun emojis. That threat landed in the court record 2 years before an actual gun did. By June 2017, Adams was done asking. He recruited his cousin, Sherman Hopkins Jr., a convicted felon living in a homeless shelter, and drove him past the owner's house to case it, more than once. Adams wrote out a demand note, literal step-by-step instructions for moving doitforstate.com out of the owner's GoDaddy account and into his own. He supplied a taser. Hopkins brought the gun, a 9mm, stolen out of Michigan, and on June 21, 2017, Adams dropped his cousin off behind the owner's house, then drove to a nearby Walgreens to wait for word that the domain was his. Hopkins went in wearing a hat, dark sunglasses, and pantyhose over his head. The owner heard him, ran to an upstairs bedroom, braced against the door. Hopkins kicked it open, grabbed his arm, demanded the computer. In the home office, the Justice Department's account says it plainly. Hopkins put the firearm against the victim's head and ordered him to follow the directions on the demand note. When the transfer form asked for details the note didn't cover, Hopkins answered with a pistol whipping, then a taser, arm, back, neck. Then he cocked the gun and, per the court record, threatened to blow his head off. The owner decided it was going off either way. He grabbed the gun. In the struggle, he took a bullet in the leg, then wrestled it free, shot Hopkins multiple times in the chest, and called 911. Both men survived. Here's the question this story leaves for you. What does your business own that someone else has already decided they need? Your domain is on that list. It's your storefront, your email, your customers have it. And notice why this attack went physical. Adams never hacked anything because there was nothing to hack. A domain locked inside someone else's registrar account can't simply be taken. The only path to it ran through the owner himself. The digital deed held. Yours can too. The transfer never went through. The next day, Adams called GoDaddy several times, asking why the domain hadn't shown up in his account. Investigators later lifted his palm print off the demand note. Hopkins pleaded guilty, and in June 2018, he got 20 years, the district's first Hobbs Act extortion case over an internet domain name. Adams went to trial. In April 2019, a jury took about an hour to convict him. Conspiracy to interfere with commerce by force, threats, and violence. That December, the judge gave him 168 months, 14 years, plus roughly $9,000 in restitution. The appeals court upheld it in 2021. So here's what this story earns. 3 moves for this weekend. 1. Treat your domain like a deed. Log into your registrar, GoDaddy or whoever, turn on 2-factor authentication, and make sure the transfer lock is on so it can't move without extra verification. 10 minutes. 2. A transfer made under threat or fraud isn't final. Registrars run a formal dispute process that can reverse a hijacked domain, but speed matters. It's the registrar and the police immediately, not Monday. 3. The 2-year lesson. When a dispute escalates from offers to threats, even emojis, screenshot it, document it, report it. The gun emojis came 2 years before the gun. One man spent 2 years trying to take 12 characters he couldn't buy. It cost him 14 years. It cost his cousin 20. It cost the owner a bullet in the leg. And doitforstate.com? It never moved. It's still exactly where it started, behind the login of a man in Cedar Rapids who wouldn't sell. Breach Brief breaks down one real attack and what it actually costs every week. Subscribe and stay a step ahead. This is general education, not legal or financial advice.